All right. We're going to start in just a couple minutes. Thank you for being here. Hello, Amelia. And yeah, thanks for. I know we had to download Be Connected, but you only have to do it once. It's a little bit of a pain, but it's a really cool platform. And I think it'll serve us well for this particular series that we're doing every day this week at noon Eastern. So the chat is working. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in this chat. Hi, Sandra. I can't because I'm in, what is it, webinar attendee mode. I can do the feature little things like that. And I wish that was my Oscar, Richard. That is my dad's Emmy. Full disclosure, not mine. My father's got it when he passed away. So yeah, that's my prized possession from my dad. He was nominated like 6 times and won one for art direction and set design. So that's the Emmy story. This is a new platform, Elizabeth. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. Called Be Connected. It's a little, well, it's new and it's really cool because I can see the chat and I could potentially have everybody on screen, but I chose not to just because there's so many people registered that I wanted to keep it nice and clean. But the cool thing about this is I can have my presentation in here and I can put up little thingies like this to say, oh, join fast forward, or I can put up stuff like this up here. These are all the tools that we're going to be going over. And I can share my screen and show my slides, which I will do in just a moment. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We are recording in case you're watching the replay. We have a ton of people registered for this. Hopefully everything is looking okay. This is a platform called Be Connected that I've been part of for several months. And I like it because for me, Zoom was getting really clunky. And thanks, Shauna. And Shauna's part of Be Connected as well. So I really kind of went all in on this platform because it's so flexible and there's so many cool things you can do with it. It's not a one-time thing yet. Maybe they will do that at some point, but you can join for free and you get 40 minutes, I think. Hi, Estelle. Congrats on the book launch. Danielle, all my friends are here. This is awesome. All right, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to hide this for a second and go to my slides. 90 minutes free. Yes, 90 minutes for free on Be Connected. And you don't have the same limitations, hi, Denise, that you have on Zoom. All right, I'm going to show my screen without too much further ado and go through this crazy thing. This is one of those things that I had an idea like, oh, I should share the AI video tools that I use, not knowing that 147 slides later and 2 weeks of research would do this. But I wanted to do it as a freebie just because there's so much hype around AI. And I really wanted to try to cut through all of it and look at the tools that I like and that I'm using to save time and money. So I am not suggesting that you run out and get 5 new tools, which, by the way, are up here. But I am suggesting that you get an overview of what each one does and find out how you might be able to use it in your business. So I'm going to jump right in. We got a lot to cover. We're going to do this every day this week at noon Eastern. Everything will be recorded and you'll get the recordings. It's totally free. There's no catch. But we're going to look at an overview. So we won't go too deep, but we're going to look at the 5 tools that I think, and there are certainly more than 5, but the 5 that I think are the most useful and will save you the most time, money, and headaches as we go through this. So this is me. You can check back that later. There's nothing too important there that you need to know other than that I've been doing this what feels like forever. And this week, we're going to look at Pictory today, Monday. We're going to look at a really cool service that's called Augie tomorrow. On Wednesday, we'll look at Descript, which if you guys know me, you know that I use that every single day, one of my faves. On Thursday, we'll look at Opus Clip. And Friday, we'll look at In Video and have Q&A. So it should be noted that I use and pay for, Pictory and Descript. The other ones I'm using the free version. So you don't necessarily need to make a big investment to get into all these things. Hopefully you can see my slides. Somebody let me in the chat, thanks Estelle, that you can see the actual screen just to make sure that I'm sharing it. Because again, it's a new platform and I'm kind of experimenting a bit here. So excellent. All right, good. In that case, we will plow ahead. One of the things I like about this is I can share my screen like this and then come back anytime and say, oh my God, it's here. I'm really live. It's really happening. And then go back to the slides just like that. So basically we've got 5 days. Hopefully by the end of this week, you'll have a good overview of 5 different AI video tools that you can use to simplify and streamline your video creation. So again, don't run out and grab all 5. Take a look at all these different tools and try to figure out which one or 2 of these tools might help your workflow and might help you do more and better video. I should mention that we go a lot deeper and do a lot more how-to and nuts and bolts in my Fast Forward group. A lot of the folks here are in Fast Forward. This is sort of my inner circle membership that gets you into every course that I do throughout the year, plus 4 private one-on-one coaching sessions. So I'll tell you about that at the end of the week. Other than that, we're going to look at Pictory, Augie, Descript, Opus Clip, and In Video. And today is Pictory. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about, sort of the 30,000-foot view of why this is important and relevant, or at least why I think so. So why is video must-have marketing? We're going to look at that a little bit. How AI is making video more accessible and affordable, and how it's enhancing customer engagement, and basically how it can help you do what you need to do better and save time. For instance, I produce podcasts for several clients, and that used to be a fairly, involved process. Now that I use AI and tools like Descript, I can do those podcasts in minutes instead of hours. So, awesome. John got Pictory when Vietnam shut down. So everybody says they can see the screen. Colleen or Ruth, if you're having trouble, you might want to refresh the screen. That might help. I'm going to go back to my slides here before I get lost and move on. All right. So again, brands using video marketing and small businesses drive revenue 49% faster than non-video users. If I could only use one stat, that's the one I would go back to, because at the end of the day, it's about reaching people and sharing your message and obviously doing business. So 90% of consumers say that video helps them make buying decisions. And again, it's not always about the technology. It's really more about the connection. And ironically, even with AI, that's true as well. So a lot of people, if they think video and AI, they think, bots or synthesized, clones or something like that. I'm not talking about that at all. These tools help you make video more quickly and more easily. So it's really not about, making a AI version of yourself or your face or anything, because it's really more about customer engagement and using video to build trust and loyalty. Because video is, after all, more personal and engaging. It establishes more of an emotional connection. It makes your brand relatable and approachable, and it invites interaction and social sharing. And that's true even with AI. So again, we're not talking about bots or clones or things like that. We're really just talking about a way to make video easier and more accessible, because you can automate your editing. You can do a lot better and more editing in tools like Pictory and Descript. You can do text to video, which is great because it allows you to take content that you already have, like articles or blog posts, and turn those into video. Most of these AI tools have ready-made templates that really give you a big head start, because you could start with a template and you can customize everything and make it as much of your own as you want. I mean, you really could go crazy with the customization. So a lot of these AI tools also have a lot lower price points compared to hiring a video production team or purchasing professional editing software like Final Cut Pro, which I think last time I checked was still $300. A lot of these tools, as I'll show you later on, are, you know, $20 a month or so. And again, you certainly don't need all of them. But we're going to start with Pictory.ai. And I got introduced to Pictory because the lovely folks at Pictory asked me to do a course for them, which I think will be on their site in the next few weeks. But in the meantime, I can show you, you know, sort of tease that course and show you a lot of what Pictory does here. So Pictory, again, it's about streamlining video creation. There are different ways to approach this, which I'll show you. What you can do: script to video, you can do article to video, you can edit your video using text. So if you have an existing video, you can pull it into Pictory and use it as an editor, or you can use it to create montages and slideshows and things like that. And it's got a very easy to use interface, which I'll share here in a moment. And it is pretty intuitive and simple to use. So again, you can do text to video, which means you can turn your written content into new videos. You can take images and turn those into video. You can take a script that you already have and choose from 12 million video clips that are included with Pictory, or 15,000 music tracks. You can take longer videos and turn them into shorter clips. So sometimes I use this to take highlights from podcasts or webinars and turn them into short form videos, because you can do vertical, horizontal, whatever. Or you can edit your existing videos and take what you already have and maybe add captions or music or things like that to it. So again, very flexible and a lot of different ways to utilize this. So basically, when you go to Pictory, you'll see that you have 4 ways to start: script to video, article to video, edit video using text, or visuals to video, like this. This is what you'll see when you go to Pictory. And again, they have a free version. Obviously, it's a little bit more limited than the paid versions, but whenever you start with Pictory, you'll usually start on this screen, and it basically just asks you which content would you like to repurpose into videos. So you can paste in a script, you can paste in a link to a video, you can bring in stuff from other sources. So let's say that we're starting with script to video. That's the one that we'll highlight for now, because that's probably the most common. All you do is you copy and paste your script into their script editor. As you can see here, I just did a really short little section here, copy and paste. You can highlight certain words or bold them if you want Pictory to focus on specific sections, say if you've got a longer script. And it's going to basically create or pick visuals for each part of the script and take your words. So you haven't had to do any video yet. It's going to take your words and match them with images and video. So once you've got your script in here, you just click proceed in the upper right. Everything's purple in Pictory. And it will start to basically create a storyboard for you. So again, all you've done is put in a script, and it's going to look for visuals and create a storyboard for you. Once it's done, you'll see something like this. You'll have your script on the left-hand side. You'll have your images on the right-hand side, and these are images that Pictory chose for you. And you'll see here, each one is a scene, and you can also see the scenes down on the bottom. In a minute, I'll show you how you change this text and captions and all that. So what Pictory has done is it's built a video simply from your words. It's transcribed your script and put the captions here, and it has picked out images for each scene, which you can change or adjust. So this is how it starts. So it's like, okay, right out of the box, I've got a video with images and B-roll, and Pictory basically picks all that stuff for you. And then you can go in and start to customize it. So if you look at the left-hand side, that's where everything happens down this column here. You'll see you've got a category for visuals, audio, text, elements, styles, branding, format. And then you can see here, I'm in the visuals section here. So these are all the different visuals or videos that you can choose from. And if you don't like what they've picked for you, you just click on another one and it will put that one in the scene. So for this scene, it's picked this image. And again, it's put all my text here, which I'm going to change and move so it's not blocking here. But you start here with the visuals. And for each of these scenes, you can customize or choose a different visual or a different B-roll that you may want. I'm going to check the chat real quick just to make sure that yes, you can definitely voice over. You can use your own voice, or you can use voices that they have, which we'll get to in a moment. So and when you insert the scenes, I mean, you can say, oh, I didn't really want that much focus on this screen. So you can go back to your script and customize it that way. I'm going to close the chat just for a second, just so I can go back to my slides here and make sure I'm in the right place. All right, where are we at here? Okay, so here's the audio. So you can add music to this or voiceover, which means you can have your own voiceover with your voice, or you can use the AI voices that I'll talk about in a moment. So if you decide you want background music in your script, you can do that and choose from there. It's something like ridiculous amount, like 15,000 tracks that you can choose from to put music in the background of your video if you want to do that. And it's all music that you can use without getting slapped by YouTube or without any copyright issues. So you can add music, you can add audio voices. And this is really my favorite part of Pictory because they use 11 Labs, which is really the premier voiceover AI tool, I think. You can choose from any number, I think there's 50 or so voices, and have these professional voices be the voice of your script if you don't want to use your own voice. You can use your own voice, of course, but if not, you can go through here and say, I want a deep male voice with a British accent, or I want a female Australian voice. I mean, all kinds of accents, all kinds of voices, 50 different things to choose from. And if we have time at the end, I'll show you a demo, but they're really realistic and sound great, the right intonations and everything. So that's one of my favorite parts, is that when you have Pictory, you basically have access to 11 Labs, which is a tremendous place, awesome place to get AI voices. In addition, you've got a text section here. Again, you can add more text or take away the text. I'm going to show you how you can move this and customize it, because right now it's blocking the whole scene here. You have elements that you can add, like emojis and GIFs and things like that. I tend not to use that too much, but it is there if you want it. And then finally, you can add the style of the text that you want, or the style of the captions. So here, I was doing a video for a client who was talking about pet care. So I wanted to use something kind of fun and playful. So you can go in here and pick from all these different caption styles as well to further customize it. And then you can also create basically what's called a brand kit. So if you decide you want to put your logo and your colors, you can do that here on the left under branding. And then finally, if you decide, oh, for the branding, you can add your logo, you can add your tone, you can add intros, you can add your own voice or use the AI voices, and you can customize the colors and the fonts to make the video more like your own. So it's not generic, it's not something that everybody else is going to have. And then finally, the format here, you can decide at any point, do you want this to be a regular landscape video, or do you want it to be a square video, or do you want it to be a portrait or vertical video, which is great for shorter videos. So you have a lot of flexibility here in how that video looks. Now here, again, I showed you how the text was blocking the screen here. You can go up to the top here and adjust the size of the captions. You can adjust the positioning of the captions. So what I did here was I took it down to the bottom so that I could get it, before it was blocking the whole thing here. And I also added my logo on the lower right, which is probably too big, but that's okay. And then again, on the image here, you can see it's from Getty Images. These watermarks will go away once you download and export the video. But what you're getting here is access to all of these different video clips and or images from Getty Images and other location and other platforms for free because it's included in Pictory. I hope that makes sense. You can ask questions in the chat, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Again, at any point in this video, you can go up here and say, you know what, I think I want this to be portrait and not landscape. So you've got the opportunity to change the size of the video very easily. And again, one of the nice things here is you don't have to be on camera because it's pulling in all this imagery and B-roll. So if you want to create a video where you're not on camera, or you just want to create something where you've got a lot of visuals, this is a good way to do that. In addition, you can switch out the scenes. So in this particular scene, I was talking about S2S, screen to screen, which I think I may have made up. But I didn't like this image. I didn't really know what it was. So I went in here and basically searched for video conference, and it came up with all these different visuals. And I just clicked on one and switched the scene to this. So now I've got something that I think is better from a video standpoint. So over here on the search side on the left here, and you can upload your own stuff too, but I'm searching for one-to-one video. That was my search phrase, and it gave me all these different tons of visuals or B-roll that I can add here. And I chose this one. And again, the text is in here at the bottom. So here I'm starting to customize this video to make it more, more how I want it. And like I said, the watermark, don't worry about that. That'll go away when you download the video. So again, I've changed the positioning of the text here. I just thought it was taking up too much space. So I just dragged that down and made it a little bit smaller here on the bottom. So it's easy to adjust the captions or text. Here, when you're all done and you're happy with the scenes and the way that it looks, you can just go to the upper right and download it here, and it will download as an MP4. So again, you can add music. You can have this text done with a voiceover when you're using their voices from 11 Labs. And once you're done, you simply download it and you're good to go. Now, again, there are other ways to use Pictory. We were just looking at script to video. You can also look at article to video. So again, you can import a Medium article or a blog post and just put the link here. You can do edit video using text, and I'll show you a little bit of that one because that's another great way to take an existing video and enhance it or edit it. So you can use this as a video editor. I sure hope you can still see these slides. Let me know if everything looks okay. Oh, thank you, Shauna. Yeah, B-roll is background footage. I forgot. Sorry about that. I should know better than to use like industry jargon. In any event, okay, so if you want to use an existing video and then edit it further or add music or maybe slice and dice it a bit, you can put in a link here. In this case, I uploaded a link to a YouTube video. So I'm taking an existing video and importing it to Pictory. So, oops, every time I go to the chat, I realize that I can't advance my slides. So let me go back to the slides. Sorry about that. There we go. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, I imported that video. So here's that video. In this case, I'm using a square format. You can certainly change that if you want. And what it's done here is it has taken in the text from that video and transcribed it. This is a little bit like the script, which we'll look at on Wednesday. But here, again, you can go in here and edit the text. And by editing the text, you'll also edit the video. So this is the video from YouTube. It pulled it in here. And the thing I like about this particular function in Pictory is that you can, like in Descript, remove the filler words and remove the silences. See up here on the upper right? Remove the filler words and remove the silences. So if I said and ah a lot, this would take all of those out. So I've imported an existing video and now I'm just enhancing it a bit in Pictory. So as you can see here on the upper right, this is where you would bring in your text. And if you decide you want to remove the filler words, which are ums and ahs and that kind of stuff, it'll do that. Also, if you had a pause in your video, maybe you just stopped for a minute because you had a brain cramp, you can remove the silences and it will tighten the whole video up. Again, as with anything else, you can add your video here. If you don't want to be on screen the whole time, you can just say, I'd rather show some images here or some video. You can do that. And when you're done, you simply download the video and you are good to go. So that's pretty much it. As far as the pricing for Pictory, again, $20 a month seems to be the sweet spot for most of these. And if you pay by the year, it's a little bit less. They do have a free trial that'll let you do 3 projects of up to 10 minutes long. And again, even the starter plan, I mean, I don't know too many people who are doing 30 videos per month. This will give you 600 minutes of transcription. You can access over 2 million royalty-free premium videos from Storyblocks and 34 text-to-speech AI voices, along with 5,000 music tracks. So for most folks, this is going to be probably more than enough. If you're using it for clients, or maybe you're a VA or a video person using it for clients, then you might want one of the better ones, because you can then have 5 brand kits, 10,000 music tracks, 12 million royalty-free premium videos, and the hyper-realistic voices, 51 different voices from 11 labs, which is my favorite feature of this particular software. All right, I'm going to go to the chat and look for any questions in a moment. And see if I have any more slides here. Nope. So that's pretty much it as far as Pictory goes. I'm going to go over to the chat and see if there are any questions or comments. Okay. Thank you, Danielle. If your client doesn't want to be on camera, yeah, this is perfect. Or maybe you've got a video that just needs a professional voiceover. This is really good for that, because you can use those 11 labs voices. I think, I don't know what the length, I don't think there's any limit to the length. Let me go back to my slides. I haven't had any issue. I did one that was a half hour recently and no issues there. So yeah, this is a really cool software, especially if you don't want to be on camera and you just want to have images and B-roll, or if you want to enhance your talking head video with images and B-roll. Book trailer. That's a good question, Elizabeth. Would this be good for a book trailer? Probably, because you can add a lot of cool images and stuff, and you can upload your own images. So if you want video or images of your specific book, you could do that. Although a lot of the tools that we're going to talk about this week can do that, and I'm not sure off the top of my head which one might be best for that. The Getty images are totally fine to use, because Pictory has an arrangement with Storyblocks and Getty Images, so those are totally fine. You can use anything that's in Pictory, and that watermark will go away when you download your video. It's only in there on the main one. So the tokens, no hidden fees, John. The tokens and the transcription minutes, everything's pretty straightforward. Can you use this for Reels, Estelle? Sure, because you can do vertical videos. So this might be appropriate for Reels. There are other things we'll talk about this week that have templates that might be a little bit easier, because you can start with a template. And let me go back. I'm just trying to run through all the questions here. So you can see I can feature the questions on the chat in this platform, which is kind of cool. Let me see what Jacqueline says here. 1 hour for the $19 tier, 3 hours for the more expensive tiers. Thank you. You guys are answering the questions for me. Thanks. That's awesome. So let me just pull that off here. So rather than have Pictory design the scenes, can you storyboard your own scenes and have Pictory create the scenes you want? Yes, based on the search that you put in there. Compared to Descript, which do I like better for editing with text? Descript, because I'm more used to it and it's really built more for that, but it's nice that you can do this in Pictory. I'm going to see if I can break Be Connected here by opening Pictory and sharing it with you, because I do want to show you something that's kind of cool. Let me go over here and share my screen. First, I have to have something to put in here. Hang on a second. I don't want to share my screen until it's ready here. All right. Let me just put in some random text here. Hang on a second. All right, here we go. Share screen. Pictory. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Hopefully you can, because now I can't see Be Connected. So again, I just put some random text in here from an email. And once I've got my text in there, I'm going to click proceed. This wasn't in the script, so anything could happen at this point. And then it's cooking its little storyboard here. Let me see if it's sharing it. Can you guys see my screen that says Pictory? Oops, I closed it by accident. So it's doing its thing. It says, and now you should be able to see my screen. Let me know in the chat if that's the case. Great, excellent. All right, so you can see here, it's taken my words and created a video. Normally this would be in focus, but I'm running a lot of things here right now, so it's a little much. And you can see it's brought in this B-roll. For each scene, I can go scene to scene and decide, you know, I like this, I don't like this. So if I go back here and I want a different visual, I just click on visuals, and then I say, you know what, and you can preview them like this, like when you mouse over them, you can see, and there's tons and tons and tons. So I can just say, I would rather have this one. Click on it, and it goes right into the scene. So that's it. And you can look at it, you know, as you go, you can play each scene. Somebody was asking, can you preview it and see how that looks? Now, the other thing is this already automatically added audio here. It added music to the background. And you can change that if you want. You can listen to the different audios and decide which one you might like. Let me go back to Be Connected here. All right, perfect. And again, the part that I like the best is, this is the background music, is the voiceover. Now, again, I'm using a paid version of Pictory, so I'm going to have more voices at my disposal than others. But you can go in here and decide which voice you might want to stay your text.
The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on.
We have committed the golden rule to memory. Let us now commit it to life.
So there's, as you can see, there are all kinds, male, female.
A man sees in the world what he...
Here's a nice soft one.
Yesterday's home runs don't win today's games.
Okay, Batman, thanks.
Never mistake motion for action.
All kinds of different intonations, accents.
If there is no struggle, there is no...
Different...
One may say the eternal mystery of the world is its comprehensibility.
Okay.
The greatest way to live with...
I'm going to use this one. So I click apply. This is Serena. I'm using that because that's one of my favorite people that was a friend of mine, Serena. And then I go in here. Okay, it's still cooking here, so you can see it's 99%, so it's not quite there yet. Takes a little while to get in there and do its thing. Let's see what it says here if I go back to scene one. Come on. It's not done yet. So you do have to give it time to, see it's generating a preview. You do have to give it time to process. In the meantime, I'll go back to my screen. Juan, that's a good point. Yes, I would prefer to use my own voice all the time.
Fab freebies.
Oops. Yeah, so you heard her voice there. But there may be cases where you want to use a voiceover or another voice. Maybe you have laryngitis. Let's see. Oh, see, it's doing scene by scene. It's processing the voice, which takes a lot of processing power. And I'll go back to the pricing page in a moment to answer those other questions while it's doing this. So yes, you can have voiceover and music at the same time.
In addition, even the free version gives you 90 minutes of broadcast time versus just 40 minutes on Zoom.
I'm talking about this Be Connected platform here. So she's saying, and again, I don't like the scene. I'd probably change that, but the voiceover is pretty good. So it generates a preview of each scene, and then it adds that way cool voiceover.
In addition, even the free version gives you 90 minutes of broadcast time versus just 40 minutes on Zoom.
If I don't like that one, I can do a different one.
Love is a serious mental disease.
Now, I know you're hearing this through Zoom, so it doesn't, I mean, through Be Connected, so it may not sound quite as good, but when it's live, it sounds great. So again, I can go down here and change my text style with one click, change my captions. I can, I'm not going to add more text because there's already captions here. I can add my own branding. Again, I haven't created a brand here, but I could. I could add emojis. I don't know why you would, but I guess you could if you wanted to. And again, I can decide I want this whole video, oops, now I have this goofy thing in here, to be portrait. And it automatically changes it to that aspect ratio. Brings the text with it. Again, you can move it around and you can look at each scene. Now, again, if you do that afterwards, you're going to say, oh, you know, this is going to start to cut off some of the images. So you really should do that at the beginning and decide which one you want. But it's easy enough to go back to the visuals and say, just show me vertical things. And you can have your own uploads. You can do textures, you can do colors, or you can use stuff from their library. So if I change it to this one, again, it takes a little while to process. There it is. You know, that way now I've got something here that fits better into that vertical format. So that's Pictory.com. I do want to go back to my slides for a second to answer some questions here. Sharing. Let me just come back to the slides because there's one place I want to check here. Where'd you go? Oh, here it is. So where was I? Let me just find that slide. Okay. So again, you can see here on the pricing page, for the $20 version, you get 600 transcription minutes per month, and the 2 million royalty-free premium videos from Storyblocks. And then if you bump up, you get basically more voices, more videos, more transcription minutes. But, you know, I always tell people start with the free trial just to see if it may work for your needs, and then you can go from there. I'm going to go back to the chat and check on questions here. Celia asks, is it better to shoot on our phone vertical or horizontal? It depends where you're going to use the video. If it's for a Instagram reel or a YouTube short or a TikTok, it's better to use it vertical. Otherwise, you can shoot it horizontally. So it really depends on where you're sending. For LinkedIn, I do widescreen, or I go into Pictory and change it to square because a square format seems to be ideal for LinkedIn. Using an AI voice for testimonials, that's a cool way to use it. I would probably want to use the photo of the person giving the testimonial, but yeah, you could do it for that. I don't know about the translation to other languages. I'll have to check on that. Len, yes, you can have voiceover and music at the same time. And the nice thing is it will it'll bring the music under the voice so it doesn't drown out the voice. Hi, Maura. No, so far today we're doing Pictory, just Pictory today, tomorrow a different one, Wednesday a different one. So today we're just focusing on Pictory. What was the question about LinkedIn? How do you use this for LinkedIn? You can create a video here and just upload it to LinkedIn. You can upload videos of up to 15 minutes on LinkedIn or LinkedIn Live. You can go really long. But for this, you just basically, in this case, I would probably go to Pictory and do a square version because it just seems to work better on LinkedIn. Yes, Nora, there will be a recording and it will be on this same Be Connected site. So all the recordings for all week will be here. I'm going to go back here just for a second to review something here. Back to my AI video. And yeah, I wanted to just go back here to say, so today we're talking Pictory.ai. The replay will be available shortly after we're done here. And then we're going to do Augie tomorrow, which is another really cool tool. And you'll see there are a lot of similarities, but there are certain things that certain softwares do better than others. Like the script for video editing is my favorite. You know, in video, maybe they have better footage. I'll show you during the week what those different little changes are. Lumen 5, I do like Pictory better just because it picks out all the images for you and it uses the AI. I think Lumen 5 does that too, but it's been so long since I've used it. So I do prefer Pictory just because it's so user-friendly and so fast for making those videos. And oh, Doug's asking, when will the tutorial be available that I made for Pictory? I did basically a 1-hour training or course on Pictory using some of these same slides, but a lot more demos. And that should be on Pictory's Kajabi or YouTube, I would hope in the next couple of weeks. It's all done. I'm just waiting for them to finish uploading it, I think. And that's going to be free as well. Thank you, Colleen. I'm just looking through the chat to see if I missed anything. Just going through the chat here really quick. And then I'll also try to put some examples of videos that I've actually made. Like I said, I made a half-hour client video. I don't know if the chat comes into the replay or not. I think I have to feature it or unfeature it. But we'll know soon enough. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, so this Be Connected platform I like too because you've got sort of these ads on the left-hand side. So if you click on any of those things on the left, it will go to either a video or a Be Connected site, stuff like that. Any bugs we should be aware of? In Pictory, I have not come across that at all. So far, it's really performed really well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I do have a YouTube channel, and I'll put all that stuff on there. You can just search Lou Bortone on YouTube. And no bugs there. There are a few bugs occasionally in Be Connected, but that's a different story. We'll teach that another time. 1080p, I believe so. Yeah, I think the quality that you're getting on Pictory is better than the quality you're going to see on the preview. So that's pretty much it for Pictory. Again, you can go to my YouTube channel for more. Pictory.ai will have the course up pretty soon, I hope. I think. I'll go back to my widgets here real quick and show you all the different tools that we're going to use are up here. So you can click on any of those links up top here, and it will take you to that. And then the fast forward link is down here, but I'll show that later in the week. We don't need to worry about that now. So yeah, I've got 147 slides and we did about 30 of them today. So lots more to come. Pictory today, Augie tomorrow, Descript Wednesday, Opus Clip Thursday, and InVideo Friday. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to go back to the chat one more time, see what's cooking there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it, you guys. Lots more to come. I just wanted to do this sort of as a little freebie to share some of these really cool tools. And there's more to come, and I will post the recording here in about 20 minutes, hopefully. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for signing up for Be Connected. I know it's a little bit of pain, but you only have to do it once, and then you're good to go. Thanks, Cheryl, Maja, Jacqueline, John, Morton, Juan, Jim, Lynn, Danny. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So glad you're here, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Thanks, and bye for now.